What's up techies, I'm back with another video. In today's video I'm going to teach you how to set up Opencart on a Windows VPS and a custom domain. Opencart is a free online management system that you can use to set up your own online shop to sell products like clothes, electronics and anything else that you wish. So if you have always wanted to set up your own online store to sell any product that you want to, Opencart is one of the many options you can go with. It's free, so you don't have to pay for anything. You just need a little bit of knowledge, and then you can set up and be up and running. And so that's the purpose of this video. So in preparation, you need to have two things. You need to have your domain, the one that you want your website to be, for example www.myshop.com or whatever you want. And you also need a Windows VPS because for this video we are using a Windows VPS. There are so many solutions that can host out there, but I want to show you how you can host it, Opencart for yourself on a Windows VPS. So without much further to do, I'm going to dive right into it. So the first thing I want to show you is I already have a domain that I bought. My domain is tunantechtips.com. It's a domain for my channel. So I'm going to install an online shop on this domain. So the first thing I did is point this domain to my VPS by adding an A record. I already added that because it takes time to propagate, so I didn't want that to slow us. But basically how you add an A record, you just go to your DNS manager. So when you buy a domain, probably the registrar will already give you a DNS host. So just go to where they have hosted your DNS and create an A record. So how you create an A record is you select a type, you put an @ sign, and here you type your IP address and then just add it, as simple as that. But I won't add, I've already added it here, but go ahead and do that for yourself. You can test if your DNS has already propagated by pinging that. So if you ping your domain, it should show the IP of your VPS, and you can see my IP here. So it means that my domain is already pointed to my VPS. So we have finished the first step. So the second step, I want us to go to the VPS itself. I've already logged in. So if you don't have a VPS, you can watch my video that I have talked about how you can create a VPS and how to secure it. So go watch the video on creating a VPS, log into your VPS, and then the rest of the setup we shall do inside the VPS. The first thing I want us to do is to download XAMPP. So XAMPP is another open source web server. Oh, bear with me, my browser is in. Right, so XAMPP, it's a web server and it's open source that allows you to host websites. But the reason I want XAMPP for this tutorial is because I will use MySQL in XAMPP, but for hosting the website I will use IIS, which is an equivalent by Microsoft. So just download XAMPP. Yeah, we want for Windows. Yeah, and it's downloaded. Just install it. Okay, don't mind that. Next. Just click next all the way through. Just delete that. I had a different setup there, so just select that folder. It should be empty, so that should work now. So So there you go. We will give XAMPP some time to install. I will pause here for a moment and then we shall continue when XAMPP has finished to install. So XAMPP has finished installing, so we can start it now and then we can continue. So when XAMPP starts, you will get such a panel. We are just interested in MySQL and Apache. So I'll just start MySQL. So when it starts, it goes green, and then I will start Apache. Oh, so Apache is not starting because Apache and IIS, they use the same port number. So what we need to do is stop IIS. So command prompt, type this command to stop IIS. If you don't have IIS on your Windows VPS, you don't need to do this step, but you will need IIS because we will use IIS to create our website. So you will still need to download IIS if you don't have it. So do IIS reset space / stop. So that will stop IIS, and so the port number which IIS uses will become empty, will become free, and so we can be able to start Apache. So because it has stopped, if we start Apache again, and now there you go, we can be able to start it. So then after we start, the next step we need to do is to go to the phpMyAdmin. Sorry, that's not the one we need. You can just type phpMyAdmin localhost / phpMyAdmin, or you can just click on admin on the panel, and so what that does, it takes you to the phpMyAdmin where you can create your database for your website. Now we are going to create a new database that we are going to use with Opencart. So think of a name for your database. So the database name, I will give it something like Tunan Tech Tips Shop. Tunan Tech Tips Shops. But that's too long to remember. I'll just call it T Shop, and then so that's perfect. So I have my database created there, and if I go to this database, and I can check who are the users who have the privileges. It's just the root users. So I am interested in creating a new user for this database, so I can call him tshop admin. The password for tshop admin, just type a password, or rather just make sure you're typing a strong password. You can see mine is not particularly strong, but I'll still stick with it. Then give that user all the privileges because you'll be the administrator, and then just create. So you have added a new user called tshop admin. So remember that name and the password you created for them. Now the third step we need to do is download Opencart. So go to Opencart, and it's the first one here. Just download Opencart from here. So there are two options. This is when you want to download and automatically your website is hosted by these guys here, but we want to host it ourselves on a Windows VPS, so we will go with this option. So just download it from here, and there you go, it's starting to download. After it's done downloading, you can just open. I want us to go to the downloads folder. It's still finishing to download. Actually, it has just finished. So this is XAMPP when we downloaded, so delete that. So extract this here. So now you have you can delete the zipped file, you don't need it anymore. Now you have the files you need. We are interested in this upload file. This is where all the upload and installation files are. So now I want you to pay attention here. We want to go back to our Apache and stop Apache because it's using the same port we need for IIS. So I want us to stop Apache for this moment, and then go back to the CMD and start our IIS. Type the same command, but this time around say start. That will start our IIS. And once IIS is started, we can be able to use IIS. So in IIS, I want us to create a new website called tunantechtips.com. I'm going to put it in this websites folder. So I'll create another website here, create another folder here called Tunant Tech Tips. Create OK. The host name just repeat it here, and you can start your website. So this is your website here, tunantechtips.com. Just make sure it's okay, and if you explore that, it takes you here. Now our setup is almost ready. Go back to the downloads folder where you have this and open it and copy the contents of the upload file. Copy all of them and come to the root folder of your domain and paste them there. So now what we have done so far is, number one, we pointed our domain to our VPS, then we downloaded and installed XAMPP so that we can use the database, and then we have downloaded Opencart and we now want to install the files, and we are hosting our website. We are using IIS to create our website, but our database is on XAMPP. If it's confusing, you can leave a comment in the comment section and I will answer your question there. So the files are finished copying. Now we have them where we need them to be. So now we need to install Opencart. So what you need to do is, on your website, just click on browse. It will browse. Close this. Let's browse again. Okay, so when you browse the domain, it's browsing to the installation folder, which we need. So this is the folder we need, installation folder. So the domain / installation folder, and you go to the first step of installation, step 1 of 4, and it's the license agreement which you need to read, and if you agree, you continue. Then you come to this pre-checks. So everything should be green, but I see we have some problems with our installation. So the first two sections, they represent the kind of programs that need to be running on the server. So everything is green, so our server is okay. But the next two sections, 4 and 5, they represent the files themselves, the installation files. So we need to do something on the installation files. So this is saying missing and this is saying unwritable. If it's missing, it means that file is not there, but if it's unwritable, it means it's the permissions. So we need to fix these errors before we continue. So we first fix the missing one. So what we need to do is go back to our folder and rename this. The system is looking for config.php, but it has a dist for distribution. So you just need to rename this because now we are deploying. Just rename that to config.php and do the same for the admin folder. Rename this. And so with that, you can go back to the browser and refresh it. And now you can see the missing one is not there now. It just says unwritable. So we now fix the issue for the permissions. Now, the most secure way and best way of doing this is fixing each folder that they are complaining about. So for example, they are saying the admin folder doesn't have the right permissions, and this one is the image folder, the storage folder, the upload folder. So this folder don't have permission. So you need to go giving each of the folders permissions individually, but that's too much work for me, and because also I'm a bit lazy. So I'll show you a trick. It's not good security wise, but it works. So for you, just go do one folder by one folder. Sorry, excuse me. But for me, I'll show you a trick for fixing everything at the same time, which is not very good for security purposes. So I will go to a folder, not the download ones. I want the one that we are installing. So go back here, click explore. This is the directory where we are installing. So go outside one directory. So every directory is inside here. So we need to give permissions there. So if we give all permissions to this parent directory, which is the root folder, then everything will be sorted. So we just right click here, properties, go to the security folder, edit, add a new user, everyone. This is not good again, guys, for security. So I have added everyone, and I'm going to give everyone full control of those directories. So you can see the directories are getting affected and getting the right permissions, and that should solve the unwritable issues. So if you go back and refresh, we are all green now and ready to proceed. So just click continue, and now we are in step 3. Here is where we give the details of the database we created. You remember the database? So the host is localhost, and so our username, we call him shop admin. I think so, that's what we call him. And the password, just type the password you created. The database is called tshop, I think. Yeah, we call it tshop. So that should work. So this is the administrator for your Opencart, the one that you log in as the administrator of the Opencart. So you can give it all these passwords. I like these common passwords, but so I'll just choose one of these. Password $123 and an administrator email. Use test one. Yeah. So and then just click next, continue, and then it's yeah, you're done. 4/4. So we have finished. It says don't forget to delete your installation directory because of security purposes. You need to go back to your installation folder and delete this installation directory. Just delete that. Then you can go to that one, or you can go to the admin, which I'm opening so that I can show both of them. And here you go, you have your online store and it's ready to go. So this is your website now. You can start adding your products and your prices, and where you do that from is in the administrator panel. So you just log in, domain stroke admin. I think I put admin and the password was exclamation. I think I forgot the password. That is really funny. So I've logged in to the panel. I just remembered the password. I'll log out again just to be sure. Yeah, perfect. So just they give you a warning to move the storage directory outside of the main web directory. So you can do it automatically by just doing that, and it will move it for you, or you can go to the installation directory and just cut and paste it outside. It's just going to take a moment before it finishes, but once that's done, basically we are done, and now you are ready to sell online. Perfect. So that's done with. So guys, that's it. You are ready to sell. So I won't show you in this tutorial about the catalogs, but basically you can add products from here. You can see you can add all your products here. You can add your categories, different categories, and so many things. You can manage your sales, and it's a beautiful system. So if you're interested, give it a go. One last thing before I forget, because we always need the website to be up and running, we need to make sure that MySQL runs as a service, so that when you log out of the VPS, it doesn't go off. So we will need to make sure that this is running as a service. So first of all, stop MySQL briefly, then install this as a service. Once it's installed, then start that. And now when we get out of the VPS and get back, the MySQL won't stop, so our service won't stop as well. So that's it guys, thank you for watching this far, and there you go, you have your Opencart and you can start selling. So just to see that it's up and running, just open the domain, hit enter, and let's see, there you go, you have your VPS. Thank you so much. If you like the video, please subscribe and like for much more videos. Thank you.